And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcast. Plus, also as well, of course, what we do here at Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Go ahead and check out me, of course. Also as well, Chris Ardieri from the Domination Sports Nation and the guys, namely Joe Soro and Magic Man Sean Grice, as we covered the world of the NFL for week 8, plus your fantasy football tips for this week on Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Of course, also as well, Joe Soro is here. You know, he runs an awesome company called Simblades with a Y.com. And he's also goes ahead and poses himself as Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. Go ahead and check out the conversation there. It is finally happy and upbeat after a Lakers victory. Go ahead and check out what they're saying today at LakersBall.com. Also, as well, the mood is upbeat and happy at Lakerholics.com. Go ahead. It's the number one Lakers blogger that's out there, Laker Tom, and of course, Jamie Sweet, Mr. Five Things himself. They cover the Lakers like no one else at Lakerholics.com. Our good friends, of course, Empire Jeff TV, also as well, Lakers in 5, and of course, John McCallan. Go ahead and check out those awesome guys on their own YouTube channels. And speaking of YouTube, Facebook, man, we've had such a great response. Almost 2,000 views for our last 2 major shows on Facebook. So big shout out to everyone on Facebook and on YouTube. Really huge numbers as well. Please subscribe today. Click on that little Joe with a beady eye so you get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air, or like us on Facebook and follow us. Also as well, Twitter, Twitch, Kick, wherever you find us, go ahead and make sure you catch all of our great shows right here at the Lakers Fast Break podcast. Plus, also, don't forget our game time analysis. You missed a heck of a time, including Joe's how shall I say this, Magic, very raunchy seat that he had today. Very flatulent. Let's just say that. And you missed all that. Got to go ahead and
And he
catch it
and
next
he
time.
and Gerald, he made a big stink about it.
Yes, he did make a big stink indeed. Go ahead and check out what we're talking about each time out at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Plus, also go ahead and make sure you let us know that you got some great gear going on with the Lakers Fast Break. Go ahead and check out. It's in the description below. It will be in the description below. Go ahead and check it out today. It's the Lakers Fast Break merchandise store. Joe said the sales have been doing great. If you've already got your Lakers Fast Break merchandise, send the pictures in. We'd love to put it here in the on the videos for the post game, or put it on our social media on Facebook or Twitter. We'd love to go ahead and have you show off and showcase all that you're doing to support us right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Well, I'll tell you what, heading into today, we heard the news that Devin Booker and also as well Bradley Beal would be out for the Suns. We were thinking, okay, this is good. First home game. We're going to be excited. We're going to be pumped up. We're going to be amped coming off that bad loss in Denver to start the season. We're going to go ahead and rebound and get on track. Didn't look like that to start off the game, as the Lakers unfortunately found themselves down by double digits at times during the course of the game. The Lakers in the second quarter came back strong, but couldn't hold the lead. Third quarter kind of looked not good as all for the Lakers, because the third quarter they came out with no life whatsoever. Defensively, they had no answer for KD in that third quarter. Overall, Kevin Durant, he had obviously one of his monster games when he needed to. 39 points in 39 minutes, 11 rebounds, but also 8 turnovers. Defense in the fourth quarter was the key for the Los Angeles Lakers, as they came back strong and held the Phoenix Suns to 11 points. And they outscored them 28-11 in the fourth quarter, led by the guy who was not going to be held to 29 minutes today. That was LeBron James. 35 minutes, plus 20, 21 points, key buckets down the stretch, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Anthony Davis, 29 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 block shots. Could have been a little bit more assertive, even more, but you know what? We're going to take 29-13 anytime we can. And big play off the bench by Christian Wood. No, the shooting really wasn't there yet, but we figured if he wasn't going to be shooting well, he wouldn't be good for us. Guess again. 7 points only. Not a great shooting game, but it was his defense on Kevin Durant in that fourth quarter, plus 10 rebounds and a plus 21. Gabe Vincent also didn't shoot well, but gave us good playmaking, 0 turnovers and 6 assists, and 3 key steals. And the Lakers escape out of the crypt with a 100-95 victory. And here today to discuss the game, what went right, and what needs to be worked on for our next game on Sunday. Good man indeed. You got to go ahead and check him out every time in his flatulent chair at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. It is the guy behind Simblades, Simblades with the Y.com, and of course, Ox9247 at LakersBall.com. It is Joe Soro. And Joe, as I get everybody from Facebook into it here, as I share our good news throughout the land of Lakers Fast Break groups, I will just say that the Lakers came back strong, and that fourth quarter really is good. I understand it's a depleted Phoenix Suns team, but we need to take this as a positive going forward.
Well, it's the home opener. A lot of familiar faces. I'm sure that some of the new faces were nervous. Obviously, we weren't saying that during the game. We were already ready to trade D'Angelo, Gabe Vincent, Rob Pelinka, his wife, Phil Jackson's third kid. And that's just what we do these days. Not me, but society and fans, you. But something happened in the fourth.
Trade that chair, maybe.
Something happened in the fourth. I don't know what your guys' obsession with a squeaky chair is, but I don't know. Maybe that's what gets you guys off. But the encouraging part about the fourth was two things. Number one, the Lakers, for the first time in the game, started playing with some speed. They actually played with some energy. It felt like they didn't play with any energy the first 3 quarters. That energy, with the correct adjustments in terms of playing certain players to combat, let's say, a player killing you, like Kevin Durant was, you put Christian Wood on Durant enough to where you could just make him struggle a little bit on his shot, especially when you're talking about a 7-footer with arms like an octopus. Well, how do you distract a guy like that? Well, you use the guy that's 7 feet and has arms like an octopus. And Christian Wood came through tremendously. I'd say you could even say it was a tie, because you got to give LeBron, and I'll get to that in a minute. You got to give LeBron his flowers, his chocolates, everything. And they both were plus 20 and 21 tonight, and rightfully so. They won the game for the Lakers tonight. And, AD did play a very good game as well.
29 and 13, not too bad.
Especially towards the end. And for those who, and I'm talking to LeBron too, for those who keep talking about whose team it is, guys, LeBron James is an all-time great of the all-time greats. Now, you're already an all-time great, like a Dirk Nowitzki, right? You can say he's an all-time great. Steve Nash. Well, LeBron is like 2 levels above those guys. That's how great he is. And tonight, he showed you. He showed you. We played a depleted Phoenix team, but that's not the point. The point is we were playing like garbage. And in the end, when he's not playing, when you talk about value, this is what you get. You get a guy that can get to the basket at will, even at 38, soon to be 39, in his 21st season. This is his team. This team goes the same place LeBron goes. And we were hoping that we didn't have to do this, right? But you had to get this win, guys. Now, if you want to play him 29 minutes against Sacramento or Orlando, we can kind of sort of understand that. You're not going to have to deal with, you have to deal with all-time greats as well the first 2 games, Durant, Jokic. So Granted, I'm not saying Sacramento is a cakewalk, but you're not going to be dealing with that kind of player here on Sunday. Plus, you have 2 days to prep for it, and then you got Orlando on Monday. If we can come out of this, I guess 2-2, it's not going to make me feel good, but I guess we'd have to take it. But I would love to get 3-1 if we can here in the next 2 games, because I think that'll kind of create some momentum. But as far as the game is concerned, I said during playback that, guys, we have to let this play out a little bit. I mean, 2 games is not enough, regardless of who was playing today. It's still the NBA. These are still NBA players. And what happened in the fourth, in combination with the defense, also was the fact that Phoenix came down to earth. The sun set. They were playing way above their heads the first 3 quarters. And, of course, Durant helped that by playing the way he does. But as soon as they came down, as soon as the sun set, you saw what happened. They didn't score for, I think, 8 minutes. And the Lakers were able to make a comeback. And I'd say trying to work the positive and obviously constructive criticism here as well. The Lakers are obviously going to need to learn each other with some of these new guys. They need to get a better offensive flow. And for God's sakes, you got to start hitting your open shots, guys. Come on. You guys were hitting them in the preseason. I know preseason, but come on. They're open shots. You're an NBA player. Where's Austin? And Austin, man, he shouldn't have played this summer. They are exploiting him every play he's playing, it seems now. They are exploiting him. He is struggling on defense. And on top of that, if he's struggling on defense, we could at least get his offense and his open shots to go in. And that right now, the first couple of games isn't happening. Kind of similar to what happened last year, but we weren't paying attention to the defense either. He wasn't hitting shots at the beginning of the year. I don't know why he's started out slow the first couple or the last couple of years at the beginning of the year, but we need him to hit those open shots. And D'Angelo Russell's probably right now in my doghouse. D'Angelo Russell, forget about the missed shots. His ability to recognize anything right now is absolutely terrible. And he needs to figure something out there. I don't know if LeBron can help him, but that right there is actually my main concern at the moment. AD is going to give you, let's say, 50-50. LeBron, obviously, I think Darvin Ham's going to play LeBron when you need him. Christian Wood, you saw what he did today. Let's say he's a 50-50 guy too. And I don't think Gabe Vincent is going to play like this all year. So I'm hoping that he's going to start playing a little bit better on offense. But he did play, in terms of playmaking and not making mistakes in terms of turnovers. He did well there. He was the other guy that was the lone plus guy in the plus minus category. So with that, I sort of got it. I sort of got what I wanted, which was 1-1 the first couple games against 2 of the perennial teams, despite a couple stars not playing. But then again, Booker plays. He does get injured, but he plays. And then Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is a walking ambulance. So I don't know if I could use him as a reason why Phoenix might have won. I don't know. That guy never plays, so I don't know. I don't know.
Once again, the Lakers do escape with the victory here at the Crypt, 195, based off a strong fourth quarter defensive showing. Also here today, good man indeed. He is the madman from Toronto. He provides so much help and coverage for us on playback, the pregame show. He did get out of Toronto traffic to go ahead and watch the Lakers get their first victory of the season. It is the Magic Man, Sean Grice. And Sean, great to have you here. Always looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Good win by the Lakers. We'll take any win we can get. LeBron obviously showcasing why sometimes you need to go beyond the 30-minute time limit that has been, obviously looks like it's going to be a priority for him and the coaching staff. You need to go ahead sometimes and give him some minutes in order to go ahead and produce. And this is why, because down the stretch, he was doing exactly what Joe, myself, and you've talked about for months and months and months. None of this 3-point BS. Take it to the hole, get the foul, or go strong to the hoop and get those layups. This is what you get. We're now where Joe wanted us to be at 101, looking for a lot more on Sunday.
Yep, definitely. We'll be playing a very different team on Sunday than the last two we played, so that'll be an interesting contest, Gerald. But comments on the game tonight? Yeah, it was the start was I guess you would the best way to quantify it is herky jerky and very sloppy. I think somebody used a great word in the chat. I would call it an uninspired season opener, Gerald. You would expect that you'd be able to project, the same kind of energy that the crowd is trying to insert themselves, and as always, it just seems that the Laker players, just find a way to have their energy sapped, and took a while to get going. But what other superlatives can we say about LeBron, Gerald? We've
Not too
21,
many.
yeah, 21 years. I can't think of any more words in the thesaurus than what we've already talked about him. It was just took the team on his back. Just he was carrying that rickshaw up that hill, no matter what, Gerald. And I know Joe was on point all summer long about the minutes, but the fact was, Gerald, LeBron wasn't going to sit down in the fourth when we were down by 8.
Mm-hmm.
He understood he understood the urgency.
I
Played
agree.
played 35 minutes, so he essentially played a half of a quarter that he really shouldn't play. And Joe's right. If he hadn't played that 6 minutes, we likely would have lost by 10 or more. Considering great effort by Christian Wood, Gerald. His best game as a Laker. I mean, obviously, there's only been 2, right? But we saw him in the preseason. Very good help defender tonight. Weak side rebounding was fantastic, Gerald. He was really boxing out, and he didn't allow Nurkic, Eubanks, or Okogie to
He let
fly.
one get away, but outside of that,
Yeah, it can happen. I mean,
yeah.
Eubanks and Okogie are very physical rebounders.
Otherwise, he did a good job.
He
Absolutely.
did, yeah. And as far as Vincent goes, Gerald, somebody needs to buy him a 3-point shot at this point. 0 of 8 from 3 in the first 2 games, and he's 0 of 5 from the corners.
They were 17% on their 3-pointers, 5 of 29. Absolutely putrid. Not only are they shooting less 3-pointers than they are this time last year, Sean, they're shooting it for a worse percentage.
Yes, Gerald. And that's obviously a concern, because throughout the broadcast, there was a lot of lamentation about where's the shooting, and lament is a good word, ladies and gentlemen, for the kind of 3-point shooting we're seeing. Bad, Gerald. But to be fair, at the end of the 3 quarters, we were 5 of 27, so they only took 2 3-point shots in the fourth quarter, Gerald, and they didn't trade up paint shots for corner shots, Gerald. LeBron made sure every time he was in the paint in the last 6 minutes, it was going up. It wasn't going back out. It was going up. So good on the Lakers. Gerald, we had 60 points in the paint.
Yes.
And we only had 16 points in transition, Gerald.
I know.
That's another issue we got to talk about. But the Lakers managed to manufacture 60 points in the paint while shooting horrendously, atrociously, abysmally. I can't think of anything else to say other than that. And yet they still found a way to manufacture 60 points in the paint. So, I mean, it was a dogfight in the fourth quarter, but we came out with the win.
Once again, the Lakers did win 100-95. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Thanks so much for joining us. If it's your first time here watching us on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're catching us, welcome to the Lakers Fast Break. Please like and subscribe to get the latest notifications on when we go live in the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. We're here every post game. We do provide a lot of pre-games, interviews. We're here 7 days a week right here at the Lakers Fast Break, but also here today. She is so excited after the Lakers' first victory, all the way from the Philippines. It is Zangerstein and Z. Great to have you here. I got you unmuted. Your thoughts on today's game? Yes, it wasn't pretty. It was against a depleted
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns team, but a win is still a win.
Okay, so hi guys. Um, first, first I'd like to talk about Phoenix. I think that the loss of Beal on the first game and this game, the loss of both Booker and Beal, actually gave them a look to see whose guards can defend on their end, who can help them because their defense is great this game. They're on point, they're good. Um, but obviously their offense is the one that's going to suffer, right? So that's the how do you call that? The payout for that. But I think that their defense is really good. And one of the key things that I know Frank Vogel does is that the guards always has a running habit on defense, meaning that the defense starts with the guards, not the interior. So come to the Lakers. The Lakers have no guards except for Gabe that can defend. They can't defend. Austin is being hunted. We saw that. And at the same time, because he's being hunted on defense, his shooting is suffering. Because that even happens even to Steph Curry, right? So that's one of the things that I noticed. The second thing I noticed is um the rotation is bad. There's no denying it. The rotation is extremely bad. We saw a rotation with no AD, no LeBron, no Austin, just D'Lo on I think around 2 minutes. So that lineup was smashed. In the first half, all the starters are negative more than 10 except for LeBron and D'Lo because D'Lo and LeBron looks like a pair. It seems like they are a pair in Darwin's rotation. Um, and AD and Austin are the pair in his rotation. So, but the thing with AD's rotation or the players they're with is that they are not athletic. They are slow, super slow even. Unlike when you saw when LeBron is with Wood, Cam Reddish, Gabe, and even D'Lo, even if he's slow, they're running compared to the AD lineups. And that's how you win because AD and LeBron, they thrive in the paint. As for I can't do anything about the 3 point shooting because I think that the Lakers are just cursed at this point. I mean, they've been awful. I don't know why, but maybe it'll come. We'll see.
Well, we'll see what happens again, but great thoughts there from you, Zangerstein. Cannot thank you enough. Joe, when it comes to what you're seeing with the Lakers, again, we saw LeBron step it up when it matters the most. We saw AD step up from time to time in the course of the game. Obviously our shooting is got to be of concern because we couldn't hit anything, even from the corners. It was pretty bad today. But still, we got the win. We talked about the defense, which at times looked a little bit of lackluster in that first half, but we found ways to win. I understand it's a depleted Suns team, but we found the ways to win, and that's what good teams do.
The concern right now is we have money players that are not playing with any confidence. D'Angelo being one. 4-on-1 break, or you can call it a 3-1 break too, but looked like a 4-1 break when it first started. D'Lo didn't have the confidence to make a pass to Gabe, who was ahead.
All he needed to do was skip it, and it was an easy layup.
But that's a player who doesn't have confidence in the skip. We cannot afford to have any of these players having a lack of confidence. You're going to have the opportunities to hit open shots. You have LeBron James and Anthony Davis who are going to open up those opportunities for you. And when you make those shots, you then allow LeBron and AD to roam a little more free. Darvin Ham doesn't necessarily have a system in place, at least not that I've seen any. And obviously, we've talked about this for months. We can't have LeBron playing 35 minutes a game. And I'm hoping that the next 2 games, they can sit down and really put some things together for Sunday up in Sacramento and get LeBron to play 29 minutes and win the game, so that when they play Orlando the next night, we can do the same thing as well. I can't harp on Darvin Ham yet. I mean, I feel like people are bringing out the pitchforks already, but he already did what I was hoping he would do in game 1. We lost that game against Denver because we couldn't hit shots or open shots, and AD didn't show up. If AD had shown up and it just had a game like this, we probably would have had a much better chance at winning the game. But we still need shooting, guys. And I'm sorry to say this, but if a player's got an open shot and he's missing it, you can't blame the coach. You can't. Some of these plays were get the ball to the open man. No one was near the player, and they missed. They shot 17% from the three-point line tonight. 17. We wouldn't
Made
have
only
been.
5
They
three-pointers.
made 5 3-pointers, and they still won. Imagine if they had shot 30%. We might have won by double digits. It's that easy. You don't even need to shoot 40%. Hit 10. Hit 10. Can you hit 10 out of 31? Please? That's 15 points. Call it jitters. Call it the LA Lights. We've been doing this for how long? How long have we been doing this? How long have we predicted every damn thing that keeps happening? Okay, we're wrong once in a while. We're human. But everything we say happens. Why? Because it's a pattern. We know our team. We know the culture. The Lakers need to figure out a way to hit timely shots. I'm never going to expect the Lakers to be a great shooting team ever. They will never be a great shooting team, no matter if you brought every Glenn Rice clone and put them all in the starting lineup. They'll miss. They'll miss most of the time. It's just what it is. Just get over it. But I expect Anthony Davis and obviously LeBron James to do what they do. And then, guys, can you hit a couple timely shots, please, so we can win games? That's essentially what this team is going to be about. Play some good defense too. Again, Darvin Ham, the adjustment of the night is Christian Wood on Durant. And by the way, I know Durant had to sit, but when Durant sat, Frank Vogel essentially cooled him off. He didn't have a choice, but that was a fortunate thing for us that he did sit because he did cool off. But it didn't help that Christian Wood's length was constantly in his face. And that, I think, at the end of the day, not only did he do that, but he was able to do get weak side rebounding, which we have sucked at for a very long time.
Tell you what, though, it is a win for the Los Angeles Lakers. Intel Wild, thanks so much again for your super chat. It's only 2 games. If we get off to a 3-1 start, Intel Wild will be happy. Remember the last season's 2-10 fiasco. Ham is a problem. Can we get Dave Roberts, Joe? He's just joking, of course, when he says that.
Look at Bruce Bochy.
He said, goodbye, San Diego.
Look at Bruce Bochy. Old school manager. Texas. Year in and year out, underachievers. 1 year, look what he's doing. And they're 4 wins away from winning a World Series. Don't tell me the manager doesn't matter. It matters. Joe Torre mattered when the Yankees won 4 World Series.
Joe, there's too much of this crap going on, I think, in sports in which, a coach now is often described as a CEO, right? Because, he's a motivator. He could get them up. But you don't have a specific skill set that you're truly better at than everybody else. So they call you a CEO because you give everybody the right pep talk.
Pep talks can only go so far. It's the decision maker making. It's in baseball. It's a little different. You don't really have a CEO on a baseball team. It's not like football where the quarterback is the CEO or LeBron is the CEO of the team, right? In baseball, if the best player does, you can neutralize the best player. You can walk them. You can pitch around them. On defense, very, very, very few times the defensive play is going to change a game. It's very rare. It's not a consistent thing. It's not like a outside linebacker like TJ Watt sacking the quarterback and making the quarterback nervous for 4 quarters. So baseball is a little different. If you want to call the manager CEO, I'd say that would be the only guy you can call that a CEO, but I don't really necessarily consider a manager CEO. What I want the manager to do is
no. I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is that's a term used. That's a term used for those who really don't have any specific skill other than they're a motivator. So that's just a default. That's just a default phraseology.
Well, again, it led to a victory. Good defense in the fourth quarter. Yes, a lot of issues that need to be fixed and addressed. I agree with you, Magic and Joe. They do need to be addressed, and they do need to be looked at. Shooting 17% 3-pointers, it's so much harder to go ahead and win. And after all was said and done about what we heard Ham say in the preseason about they're going to chuck up more threes, they're going to put up more threes. They're shooting less out of the first 2 games than they did last season, what they averaged. And they're shooting obviously at a worse percentage. So I don't know, Sean and Joe. I don't know. It's obviously the fact that, we're lucky to be 1-1 after all this. Yes, I get that. But still, we're 1-1 and we could take this bad performance and bad playing aside and hopefully generate some good the chemistry together and start playing a little bit better, as soon as possible.
We saw Milwaukee. Go ahead. We saw Milwaukee, right? We saw Milwaukee play, and apparently they were close to losing. And guess what happened in the end? We saw Dallas playing San Antonio. San Antonio was kind of sort of separating themselves a little bit there until you hit a wall. We were predicting what was going to happen. They were going to play competitive, and then all of a sudden, as soon as when you need your guy to make a difference, they went into the hole, and then it exploded. It happened in this game too. These guys played way above their heads. Phoenix did. They played way above their heads, and then they ran out of gas after 3 quarters. And then the Lakers took advantage of it because they have the stars. And that's it. That this is how usually these games work out. I didn't really know where the Lakers were going to be. I did say during playback that it's looking like they're going to lose if they're going to keep doing this. But as soon as the fourth quarter hit and they started shutting down Phoenix, and Phoenix didn't know where to go, and seeing Wood basically screen Durant enough to where he just couldn't get a clear look, I said, okay, just get some points here. And even the Lakers were struggling. I think it was 90-87 for like 3 minutes. Like no one was scoring. I kept looking at the score. I'm like, is this score going to change?
87-84, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But they didn't give up, right? They just kept at it. And LeBron did what LeBron does. LeBron's greatest weapon and it could be the greatest weapon. I would say, I know the sky hook is the greatest weapon because it was beautiful and great, but LeBron going to the basket is impossible to stop. He is a freight train with speed and size and strength that can guarantee you 2 points. The only guy that I've ever seen that garnered better 2 points at will was Shaquille O'Neal. And we're 1-1. It's an 82-game season. We have 80 games left. My thought process, my positiveness, if you will, is these guys need to continue to work and understand that they need to make sure that LeBron doesn't play 35 minutes a game. In games like this where you kind of had to win it, fine. Playing against Denver, fine. But we need LeBron to play 29, 30 minutes on Sunday and 29, 30 minutes on Monday. And you guys need to win those games. You guys had 2 games where you played like trash. Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Gabe Vincent. Now, even it out. Even it out in those 2 games. Help your boy out and help the team out and be 3-1 after 4 games. You start doing that, now things kind of start to come into play.
One of the things I want to ask you, though, when it comes to Taurean Prince, he really got off to a good start in exhibition season. Shut up, Joe. When it comes to what you're seeing, though, with Taurean Prince, I'm going to give you a middle finger here in a second. Magic Man, I'm going to ask you this. When it comes to possibly bringing Vando back in the lineup, we're already seeing some people in some comments made regarding Vando coming back into the lineup once he gets that heel straightened out. Do you think that should be the case, or do you continue to go ahead and allow Taurean Prince to develop? Because again, he provided such great outside shooting in the first game, but today he was basically, as what Joe was called during the course of the our playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break, he was called useless as his worst denigration. Well, Prince was pretty useless tonight.
Yeah, he was, Gerald. He really, I think. Look, one of what we noticed in the preseason with Taurean was that even when his 3-point shot wasn't falling, and he was making about 40% of them anyway, he was still being aggressive, Gerald. Mm-hmm. He's being aggressive going to the hole. He's being aggressive trying to get open, trying to get over screens and not under them. I'm not sure what's happened, but the past couple games, he's not as aggressive. I mean, he's not as aggressive. He made his open shots with Denver, but the aggressiveness was about the same as it was tonight. He needs to. I don't know what it is, Gerald. Like a jetpack up his ass, or figuring out what's the best way to score without the ball in his hands if his 3-point shot isn't falling, because we saw him move pretty well without the ball and be able to get into the paint in and out of those cracks. He's got a good body type for it. So I'm with you. I mean, it was 18 minutes tonight, so I mean, somebody's gonna have to make some hay here, Gerald. Reddish, Rui, or somebody needs to step up here. It can't be, Prince playing. But we talked about it again, as if, there's going to be certain role players who play, 12 minutes one night and maybe 34 the next. I will say this: both Prince and Rui need to figure out what they're doing defensively, because they both seem to be. I don't think lackadaisical is the right word, Gerald, but it's not as if they're very completely focused on what they're supposed to do out there. I mean, one of the reasons why Rui sat on the bench a lot tonight was he wasn't boxing out, Gerald.
0 rebounds.
Yes.
And I know Alan says, well, he can't make an impact in only 13 minutes, but he only got 13 minutes because he was not able to go ahead and and take care of it. But
No, and look, we a lot of criticism is pointed towards AD, but the fact is that AD hit the boards with 13 tonight. Christian Wood had 10, so AD needs support out there, or teams will continue to take advantage of this. I mean, we were out rebounded badly throughout most of the game. We picked it up in the fourth quarter, but we just can't keep coming back from these constant 2, 3, 4. We're giving up extra possessions as well, Gerald. That's the other concerning part, is that if the defense was playing above water, or just like average, maybe this wouldn't be a problem. But now it's creeping up. Is that 31 fouls in 2 games? Not good.
and they were the leading team, as we mentioned on playback, that they were the best team as far as using less fouls. They
Yeah,
committed less fouls than any other team in the NBA. And after 2 games, that's really swung in a different way. And that's not good, because
41.
the Lakers need to take advantage at the free throw line. That's what their bread and butter was during the course of last season, especially when they got hot late in the season. They need to continue the transitions and get to the free throw line. Absolutely.
And Gerald, I would like to point out that through 2 games, it's pretty obvious that despite the poor shooting, Vincent wants to speed the game up. We saw it today. When he got those steals, he was out. He was very focused, very purposeful. D'Lo wants to slow the game down, Gerald. Like it's kind of a night and day with them in transition. I'm not sure who you're going to decide to play most of those minutes with Austin Reeves, but Reeves got in foul trouble again, Gerald. Five personal fouls. I'm sure if Ham wanted to, he would have played him over 30 minutes. It's just,
But he's getting smoked on defense.
He's getting the business, as they say, Gerald.
Yeah.
The business end of this.
I want to make sure everybody is out there that knows that we are just, again, so happy to have you here. It is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro along with Magic Man Sean Grice. This is me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much for watching, listening. The Lakers did win 100-95. Joe, I want to just go ahead and mention some great super chats from Intel Wild and Arthur Johnson. Arthur, thank you so much. It is truly appreciated. The great super chat. He says the thing about the coach, he doesn't give players an opportunity to work through their mistakes. He puts them immediately in the doghouse. Tayshaun Prince, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, even D'Lo never saw the light of day again. Your thoughts on that, Joe? And then Magic Man, I'm coming back with you with Intel Wild's thoughts.
I don't agree with that. D'Angelo Russell played 33 minutes tonight. So he and Gabe Vincent played 35 minutes. Gabe Vincent has to hit shots. I appreciate his
The
defense.
one who suffered tonight was Austin. Austin was the one.
Austin looks like the issue with Austin is they're exploiting him every single possession. And it all started in the summer. And it might have played a big part in why the USA didn't win the gold during the summer. At this point, he is getting burnt by anyone that can get past him. I don't know if Austin's injured and he's not telling anyone. I don't know if his hair is getting in the way. I mean, come on, boy, get a haircut, man. You look like Shaggy. But he did do this last year, so I'm hoping he can get out of it. D'Angelo's the one I'm worried about. There's no reason D'Angelo, with his skill set, should be doing what he's doing. There's something off in his head. And I think it's tailored around a lot of confidence issues, or he's like a half a step slow. He's already slow, like in his movement, which is fine. There's plenty of NBA players that move, kind of in a day's flow, but a lot of them also still are productive. They have good body movement. They can kind of feel off their defender and create separation, things like that. He doesn't do that enough. He'll do it in spurts. He'll do it a game here, a game there, but he doesn't do it on a consistent basis. This is going to be a problem against the elite teams. So the Lakers need to monitor D'Angelo Russell. And we've said that if anybody was going to get traded this season, everybody always puts D'Angelo there. I think that's going to be something that we need to advance even more here. And by the way, I'm going to be watching Chicago here. Chicago already had a players-only meeting after game
one game, Joe.
Yeah. So there must be something going on in Chicago where if those guys continue to implode, I'm hoping that there's something there the Lakers can get. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking about Caruso either.
Levine, maybe?
I don't know about that because we would have to send out a pretty good amount of, but I wouldn't say no at this point. The Lakers,
Williams?
There's things there. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to get there yet.
Oh, you're not going Laker Tom on you.
I'm not going Laker Tom yet, but D'Angelo's the one I'm worried about right now. I'm worried about him. There were plays tonight, the fast break, the decision making on when to take a shot. There was another play also where he could have shot the ball quicker or gone to the hoop, but instead he threw the ball to Gabe Vincent with a guy already draped on him. It's like you destroy the flow in that kind of situation. You have space, you don't go to the hole or you don't take the shot, yet you get the pass to Gabe Vincent in the corner when the guy's right on him. Now Gabe Vincent is stuck. Like, what is he going to do? He's not the kind of player that's going to shoot over the guy that's guarding him, and he doesn't have enough lateral quickness to get around them or get to the baseline. So stop putting your players, it's like a quarterback back in the day, now they can't touch the receiver, but it's like a quarterback throwing the ball in the middle of the field, setting his receiver up to get murdered. That's what that kind of play does on a team that's already struggling on offense to have any kind of flow because they can't make a shot. The spacing stinks. And, LeBron is trying to be conserved with AD not being aggressive. So all that kind of mixed in the first three quarters until finally the combination of LeBron playing the whole fourth quarter and Phoenix coming back down to earth, and then Darvin Ham's adjustment of putting a very long guy on a long guy that was eating us up. But in the end, we won. But we also have to learn, or I should say the Lakers have to learn from this, understand that they kind of got lucky here a little bit too. But in the meantime, again, regardless if there was players missing, it's still an NBA basketball team you're playing, and a lot of these guys have pride, and it's an 82-game season. Those guys.
Well, those guys are playing for new contracts, Joe.
It's still NBA players. It's still we've seen 100 times where teams win when they're not supposed to because they're playing a trap game or they're playing a team that's depleted. We've seen that 100 times in our lives. If the Phoenix Suns had won tonight, it wouldn't have been a surprise. It would have been a disappointment. But I'm not going to dog on the Lakers and say, well, they beat a depleted team. Okay, well, don't be depleted. Mike Booker just played a good game in game one. What happened? His foot came off. Why is he sitting? Bradley Beal, that guy should have the nickname Crutches. He's always injured. So now what? You ain't playing. Hey, what's the number one ability in sports, folks? Availability. You ain't there, that's on you.
Once again, the Lakers do win 100-95. Z, I'll get it to you in just a second. I want to hit Magic Man up, though, with this question, or actually comment on Christian Wood and his contribution. Again, did not shoot well, but was able to go ahead and give us a tremendous job on the boards. Intel Wild, and thank you so much again for the super chat. Truly appreciate it as we try to prioritize that here at the Lakers Fast Break. Intel Wild says, Wood to me misses opportunities I think he should get, but make certain plays I think he can't. For the veteran minimum, he's a steal. Your thoughts on what Christian Wood, even when he's not shooting, when he's playing like this and played pretty darn good defense in that fourth quarter against Kevin Durant, solidifying what a lot of people were saying, that at times when he has the effort and that he's playing obviously very motivated to get that new contract, you can see possibly a year where Christian Wood can make a good contribution for the team. Go ahead, Magic. Gotcha.
Thank you, Gerald. Absolutely. Intel's spot on with that. This is what he can do if he's not scoring. The shot wasn't falling. He still was determined to make an impact, Gerald. He wasn't going to have Darvin Ham sit his ass down. He wanted to stay in the game. So he made a conscious effort to be a fantastic weak side rebounder. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, the Suns were depleted, and the Suns have really good players. Drew Eubanks is a very good rebounder. Yusuf Nurkic is a really good rebounder. Josh Okogie is probably one of the handful of great offensive rebounders from a guard small forward position we have in the league, Gerald. And you're right, Wood played admirable defense on KD. And I'll use the word admirable because that's probably the best you can hope for. Just try and make things difficult for him. Prince didn't really do a good job of that, and obviously KD made it a point, Gerald, that it was twofold. He knows how valuable Reeves is, but he also knows that he could cook him. So he killed two birds with one stone. He managed to get his, and he played Austin Reeves off the floor. Wood didn't let him do that, Joe. Now, people may try and delineate. Well, Sean. Somebody had to guard Kevin Durant. Yes, somebody had to, and Christian Wood did.
Cam Reddish tried. I'm going to give.
He tried. Yeah. Yes. Let's give him some props too. He did try. Try, and his point of attack defense is actually pretty good.
He's also very switchable. Cam Reddish is in there because he's also very switchable because of his height and length. Allows him to play anything from the point guard to actually centers. I've seen him be matched up on in the, as far as when they switch so far in these first two games as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Jared. The only hiccup there is that unfortunately you from at least the first two games you can't play any combination of Prince, Rui, Vando, or Reddish together because out of the four, I mean, my goodness, you're probably looking at Rui as the best Prince and Rui is the best 3-point shooters out of the bunch, and Rui's 3-point shot has disappeared, Gerald. I think he might have left it back in.
We're back to regular season Rui, inconsistent Rui.
Might have left it back in Okinawa when he left the FIBA tournament.
Yeah,
but yeah. But overall, like the effort was there from Wood, and I'm just pleased with it because we talked about.
He didn't even shoot well. Gabe Vincent didn't even shoot. No one shot well from the outside, which is kind of troubling because you're not going to be able to get it, done constantly if you have only 17% from behind the arc. It's very concerning.
Yeah, that very concerning. Vincent, Russell, and Vincent were 2 of 14 from 3 tonight, Gerald. You're not gonna beat the Sacramento Kings shooting 2 of 14 from 3. It's not gonna happen.
No. Once again, though, the Lakers did sneak out a victory, 100-95. Z is back with us. Z, great to have you back. Your thoughts as far as what the Lakers need to do to correct some of the mistakes that were made, some of the things that they need to work on in order to get a little bit more comfortable victory on Sunday against Sacramento, Z.
I'm not sure if they have a solution for D'Lo and Austin's lack of agility and defense. For on Joe's point on D'Lo, he's right that he's disrupting the flow of the offense. But on the defensive end, he was really active. He has like 8 deflections this game, 1 steal. meaning that he's doing what he said. Unfortunately, the offense is the one that's suffering for him. So I think the Lakers need to decide which one of them, D'Lo and Austin, is your point guard and your shooting guard. You need to specify those two roles because they cannot operate like the same. It's like too much. It's like a Kawhi and PG thing why they are not meshing because they have the same type of play. So for me, they need to define if D'Lo is their point guard, then no D'Lo, you have to make an open shot for Austin, so that because Austin was hitting his shots. If you're the point guard, you need to go to the rim and make an open shot for your teammates. It's that simple, but I think they have to define the role of those two because, for example, for the past two games, the ones that have a defined role are the ones that flourish. Like Wood, he realized that he's not hitting his shot. He grabs rebound. He tried on defense, and that's it. Gabe, okay, uh, Gabe was a weird one because he's shooting sometimes with a lot of seconds left on the shot clock. But he tries on defense, so that's valuable for the team. Torian, it's either he's gonna shoot the open three or try to drive to the basket for a floater. That's his game. So those little things just define the role of the players can be a lot because I think I remember this article where there's a that I read just a week ago about Calvin Booth, the Denver's GM. He said that they don't want overlapping um, skill set on the team.
See, you still with us? We've got to go ahead and make sure you're still with us there. See, looks like we have lost Z though. Joe, can you add on to what Zangerstein was saying in regards to what you saw tonight as far as Gabe Vincent? Yeah, he provided some great playmaking, 6 assists, 0 turnovers, but the shot, like many of the Lakers right now, is struggling, and that's what makes it kind of hard right now for the Lakers.
You can look at it as also as you've played as bad as you could from a shooting standpoint and still
Yes.
come out 1-1. But that's part of the game. When the shot's not going down, you gotta then put in the effort to do the other things that you should be able to do, like play good defense and keep the energy going. If you notice that whenever the Lakers were able to get a defensive rebound, LeBron was pushing, and it reminded me of the last time that was going on. He won an assist title, and the Lakers won a championship. As much as I wish that would be the case in an 82-game season, we cannot afford him. We can't afford that to happen every game unless somebody else does it, because I don't think D'Angelo Russell can do it. Gabe Vincent can do it because he was trying to do it as well, but I don't know if he commands that kind of dominance from one side to the other.
Let me ask you this, though. I'm sure you saw on social media the comment that was made, it was at the timeout or whatnot, during the first game in Denver where LeBron said, hey, tell the coaching staff, I can play point guard. Do you think that may have been some repercussions from that leading into today's?
I don't think so.
He handled the ball, I think, a little bit more.
He did, but you have to also LeBron has to also understand that Darvin Ham needs to preserve him. The Lakers have to be careful. We can't have LeBron burn out. Hence why we need AD to play like an MVP, and why everyone else needs to kind of stop playing like a bunch of schleppers. Really, seriously, this can't happen all year, guys. We have to make open shots. And can you make the basic bounce pass? Please. We can tell when the defense makes a great play. But if you make the right basketball play, you're gonna likely get the right play to get a score. Can't keep relying on LeBron going back and forth. Although I did notice something tonight. LeBron wasn't making dumb shots towards the end, right? I don't think he shot a 3 in the fourth quarter, did he?
No, I don't think he did. No.
And I also noticed he wasn't really taxing himself body-wise. He wasn't.
He's getting the ball at the elbow a lot sooner now. Like a lot sooner. It used to be he would wait for a rotation or two, but you're right, Joe. He's like, no, give it to me right now.
Yeah.
We're going.
And that matters when you don't allow your opponent to settle. When they settled, when they played isolation ball, if you're gonna play isolation ball and start playing one-on-one and draw on the second player to come to you, and then you pass it to an open guy and you miss, then you just it's almost like losing twice. You already stagnated the freaking offense. Then you pass it to the guy who's supposed to shoot and you miss. Go ahead.
Yeah, Gerald, I'd like to make a point here. I think it's kind of important. So LeBron's no longer a Maserati. He doesn't have the speed anymore. But
pretty fast at times tonight.
But torque. He's still got the torque, man. And Gerald, we both know you need speed and torque when you're behind the wheel if you want to get in front of everybody. So he's found a way to deal with his lack of speed by still managing to have that torque at the elbow. He's a problem still at the elbow, Gerald. No matter what anybody says, once he gets that, he's still the bull in the china shop. And I'm glad that he took the onus and everybody else followed. Vincent wanted to play fast, but as soon as he saw LeBron going to the hole, Vincent followed suit. Wood followed suit. AD was so everybody kind of followed suit there. And I mean, it took long enough, but he wasn't going to let us lose the game. All I'm saying is he's found these small little adjustments to make, and that only the legends can. So while the speed isn't there, the torque still is.
Intel Wild says he looks more like a Raptor F-150 these days. Go ahead, Joe.
Those things are what, 120 grand? That's actually a good assessment. The biggest thing I saw today in terms of possible future benefit is we saw Anthony Davis, Christian Wood front line work.
Yes.
It actually saved the game. That was the most exciting part about that working out.
And you saw them switching off in that fourth quarter on
Correct.
Kevin Durant.
Correct. And guys, please, I know it's frustrating. I know we're wanting everything to go perfect, but you gotta let these guys acclimate, please. Okay? Can't just you can feel that at that moment we do that. We're watching the games. We're like, what the hell are you doing? I get that part. We do it. We all do it. But when the dust settles, you got to really, really calm down and let this thing come together. Okay, some of these guys haven't played together. They just haven't. Gabe Vincent missed half the freaking preseason. So relax. The only guy that I'm on right now is D'Angelo Russell, because the decision making that was there are things that he shouldn't do. Those aren't a chemistry issue. Those aren't, well, he hasn't played. Like he is supposed to be a ball handling guard who can shoot. and he doesn't shoot well and he's not handling the ball well, then what is your point here? What is your use? If you're not confident enough to play the basics of your talent, then you are going to be a detriment to this team, and you shouldn't be playing. I'd rather play Gabe Vincent, who at least would push the ball or can at least drop some dimes. He dropped 6 dimes tonight. He missed every shot, but that's how basketball is. There's other things to do. He had 3 steals. There's ways to contribute. Hell, Kobe won a game 7 having one of the worst shooting nights you could ever have. But he led the team, still led the team, by the way, in scoring. Actually, led the game in scoring. And he still had, he was a guard that had 15 rebounds. So those things I want everyone to recognize, the difference. It's important because you'll understand the game better and you'll understand why. LeBron is my only concern right now. If we can fast forward to the end of the season and the Lakers are, let's say, a 4th seed, a 5th seed, and LeBron is not taxed, I'm going to feel real good going to the playoffs. Because that's the guy. That's the guy. LeBron James, man. That guy's the guy. He's him. Not Austin Reeves. Anthony Davis every now and then, but all the time, that's him.
Once again, the Lakers do win 100-95, closing out the fourth quarter strong with a 28-11. Great defensive performance in that fourth quarter. Magic Man, I want to ask you this. When it comes to the shooting of the Lakers, as you did a Laker Tom lean in there, I want to ask you this, though. I mean, the concern heading into Sacramento for Sunday's game, you have all these guys that are supposed to be hitting constantly from the outside for you, and they're not providing you what they need. Even the guys like Christian Wood, who did great in doing other things, still could not provide you what you needed from the outside today. How concerned are you heading into a back-to-back against Sacramento and then coming back here against Orlando? How concerning is that for you?
I'm a little concerned. Sacramento scored 130 points in their opener, Gerald. Dusted up the Jazz pretty good. Looks like that number 1 rated offense from a historical perspective is back. Gonna need head shots, man. I don't expect them to hit $130 on Sunday. That being said, Lakers better hope that the shots fall because they're not going to hold. I don't think they're going to be able to hold the Sacramento Kings to under 100 points, Gerald. So if that's the case, then you either have to make timely shots or decide that the defense is going to be a whole lot better because so we played a total of 96 minutes. I would say the defense has been okay for maybe about 10. So that's going to be a work in progress. But you're right; they need to start hitting their shots and timely ones at that because Sunday is going to be a test.
Absolutely, Sunday will be a test indeed. But we will be on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break to watch it all right with you. So please join us, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. You heard us cursing. You heard us laughing. I was laughing my ass off. I really have to tell you, Joe's chair to Magic Man and I was a hilarious Magic Man. That was absolutely just insane. Even our audience was cracking up. But Joe, bring it back to you, my friend, to go ahead and share some final thoughts. Again, D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves is your backcourt right now. I know that I've told you many times over the course of summer, this is a pivotal year for D'Angelo. Not only is it a contract year, but also this is a year for the NBA to view him still as a starting point guard going forward. If he doesn't do well this season, there's a very good chance that his future could be as a bench player because of what we're seeing like today and so far this early part of the season.
you played the first two games against two. That hey, you do that, not me. I'm always on.
You just
I'm always
mocked
on.
me, and
Yeah, I'm
now
like
he's
you.
mocking
Yeah,
you.
but I'm not doing what you guys are doing. Heck, you were talking for like 30 seconds before you turned your shit on. 110,
110,
17.
19. All right. Yes. Sorry,
So,
I'm only running the whole thing. I don't have a moderator, so I'm only running the whole thing
hey,
today. So sorry about that.
if you want to make excuses,
I'll make
that's
excuses.
on
That's
you.
right. All
You
right.
know,
Sorry.
it's
I
okay.
only have 60 Facebook Lakers groups to share too.
Oh,
So I'm
hey,
so
hey,
sorry.
look,
I'm
man.
so sorry,
Hey,
Joe.
you bought your ticket. You knew what you were getting into.
Not when I
No one told you to do
asked you to
this.
jump on our show. That's for
No
sure.
one told you to do this. You decided
I
it.
should have
So
checked out your previous radio shows. But go
You know
ahead. my
what?
friend.
Finish your point or cram it with walnuts, ugly.
I don't even know what that means. The Lakers
Canadian,
played
Canadian chewing them out again.
The Lakers have pressure like no other. Doesn't matter if it's Boston. It doesn't matter if it's the Knicks, San Antonio, Phoenix. None of these teams have the pressure of winning like the LA Lakers. The LA Lakers are, heck, even the Yankees. The Yankee fans have submitted to the fact that the Yankee brass don't really care about winning like the old regime. It never stops for the Lakers. The Lakers are in constant, minute by minute, quarter by quarter, game by game, looked on with a microscope, a telescope, the mouthwash scope, everything, every second of the game. You make one mistake and they want to trade you. You make one great play, you're the greatest guard that ever lived in the history of basketball. So it's this constant bipolar back and forth from the millions and millions of fans watching the Lakers. I implore you guys to understand what's going on. Enjoy the games a little too, guys. I mean, it's nice to, this is entertainment. It's supposed to be fun. Get hot, throw out some rants. It's all good. But the next two games, I'm gonna, how the cliche goes. Well, I'm just looking at Sunday. I'm not looking on Monday. I'm looking on Sunday. Well, if you're a player, you can do that. We're not players. Who gives a crap? I'm thinking about Sunday and Monday. Why? Because it's the first back-to-back games of the season, and it's against Sacramento. That's a good, solid team, and then you got Orlando. That's so. Why not go into Sunday with 2 days off to prepare, win that game in what used to be Staples North, and then try and take Orlando out on Monday and start the one, and then at that point you're sitting at some momentum there where you're feeling good about yourself, and that's kind of how I'm looking at the next couple of games.
Well, I'll tell you what, great to have everyone here. Cannot thank you enough. Facebook, big shout out to you. Twitch, Twitter, wherever you're catching us, please go ahead and make sure you stay with us here for every single post game right here at the Lakers Fast Break. And of course, the best Lakers chat room that's out there is right here at the Lakers Fast Break on both Facebook and YouTube. Cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your evening to watch us here. Hopefully, we provided some good entertainment, some back and forth. You know us insulting each other. You can get more of that, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Plus, also, we are here 7 days a week. So if you're a new subscriber or if you are a new viewer or listener, please check us out each and every day. We're providing content for you. I know the other guys are out there 3 days a week, 4 days a week, sometimes 5. Hell with that. We're doing 7 days a week for you, the Lakers fans out there. We're providing coverage no one else is right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Tell you what is Brickett saying? Please hit the like button. Please, can we get to 40 likes, hopefully, before we head it out? Brickett says Joe's hair is gray from weed smoke. Is that correct, Joe? Is that correct?
I don't smoke weed.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it.
Yeah, I don't smoke weed. Weed is for
here we
sissies.
go. Here we go. Great. There's the nice chair once again. All right, indeed.
Yep.
You want to hear more of Joe's chair?
What else you got? Keep it coming.
Joe took enough
I
gas.
smoke cigars and I drink tequila.
Joe took enough
Real men smoke cigars. Okay? Real men smoke cigars. Real men drink good drinks. Not like boons or, daiquiris or those seltzers or whatever.
It's good you took that gas X tonight because you were farting razor blades in playback.
I don't know what you guys' infatuation with flatulence is, but it was a chair making
It
noise.
was not. That was not the sound of a chair.
It's like your chair just did.
That was not the sound of a chair.
If you want me to replay the sound, I can. I mean,
No, that's quite all right. That's quite all right. That's quite all right.
There's no way that was a chair.
We'll lose all of our audience. But I will say, Zangerstein, Allen, Reeves. Remember last week in the exhibition season when Durant specifically called out the Lakers coaching staff and said, "I'm going to kill you guys if you have Reeves guarding me." He cannot guard. And defense for Reeves is going to be a problem throughout his career. It's going to be very much something that the Lakers have to be cognizant of. He has to be very creative on offense and step up his game there, because defensively it's going to be an issue because teams are constantly going to target on him. Magic Man pointed out each time the first two games that they targeted him on the defensive end. So it is going to be a concern to us going forward. Something we called out during the course of the summer when we saw this in FIBA, but we were called out on it, saying he's going to be fine. He's just going to be fine. Now that we're in the regular season, Magic, it may not be as fine as we thought it once was regarding Austin Reeves.
No, Gerald. It looks as though I wouldn't say the book is out. It didn't go over well.
Well, I said at that time.
Gerald. Yeah.
I said at that time that NBA teams would take note, take video, and then go ahead and apply that during the course of the season.
Absolutely. And while it doesn't apply to us because we don't really give a damn, but Gerald, the New York Knicks are having to deal with the same problem with Jalen Brunson because both Reeves and Brunson were both cooked individually. That being said, Gerald, I agree with you. There's small cause for worry. Not huge, not a grand concern, but the fact of the matter is that he's getting beat badly.
Alice, he's in his third year. That's the problem with the sophomore slump in your third year.
Well, it's tough. It's tough for him because people keep anointing him as future All-Star.
Agreed. Good point, Joe. Go ahead, Sean.
And you shouldn't do that, guys. Austin is a good role player. Austin is a starter. The fact that he's a starter on a team with Anthony Davis and LeBron James on the LA Lakers
as an undrafted
player is enough. Stop trying to make him something he's not. Please. Somebody said something about him being like a Luka Doncic type.
Poor man's Luka Doncic. That was actually what Frank Vogel said today.
That is terrible.
He made that comment because one of the buses, the head of scout, was it Jesse Buss? Jesse Buss, head of scouting, actually told him and showed him footage of him at the time when Coach Vogel was still coaching the Lakers, and said that he could become and develop into a poor man's Luka Doncic. Okay.
Please, guys, come on. Luka is a freak. He's a freak basketball player. And the only thing that'll keep him from not winning MVPs is his diet and his will to want to be great. That's it. Right now, his talent is off the charts. There's very few people that can do what he does. It's not fair to put Austin anywhere near. Poor man, middle-class man, living in a shelter, man. I don't care what you want to call it. Austin Reeves' benefit to this team is a guy that understands his role, plays his role as best he can, and hit the open shots, which he's been doing his first 2 years in the league. And that's all I'm asking him to do. He has a little knack of being able to get to the lane and draw a foul and hit his and ones. Cool. Go ahead and do that. That's like the Austin Reeves version of the floater, right? That's fine. But I'm not expecting Austin Reeves to be dropping 35, 12, and 10. That's just stupid on a nightly basis. That's not who he is. And the issue with this summer is his defense was absolutely exploited, and the NBA is exploiting it now. And NBA players are much better than the World Cup players in terms of a whole. So it's going to be much worse for Austin if they're going to be playing these elite teams like Denver, Milwaukee. Shoot, you have no shot. So it's going to be Darvin Ham's job to make sure that he does what he did today in the fourth quarter. He recognized that you had an all-time great that was carrying Phoenix. If it wasn't for him, this obviously would have been a blowout, right? But with him, they were just relentless. He wasn't missing a shot, and there was no one that could cover him. They put Rui on him. They put Austin Reeves on him. Heck, I even saw D'Angelo Russell on him. No, there's a reason why the NBA needs tall players, and you saw why you need tall players at the very least in the fourth quarter. And it also so happened that Christian Wood was actually really, really stable in his defense. He was reacting well. He was putting his hands up at the right time, even when Durant was shooting, enough just to distract him, to get him to miss, which he did. Again, that's what did Jaime Escalante say? Ganas. Do you have the ganas? For those of you who don't know what ganas means, desire. The desire. Do you want to be a professional? Do you want to win? We saw what LeBron did. We saw how LeBron plays. We've seen it for 21 years. That's a guy that has ganas. Despite some of the things he's said in life, despite the fact that he's done things that has irritated people, and most of the people that don't like LeBron don't like him for the dumbest, most worthless reasons. The reason why I didn't like him in a lot of cases is because I don't like people who speak stuff they don't know anything about, and it's obvious they don't. Other than that, when it comes to basketball, there's nothing LeBron does that doesn't work. The guy knows how to play basketball. He's not going to make every shot. He's going to take a bad shot. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what you saw tonight with LeBron James is why he's one of the greatest. Because when he puts his head down and he goes and does what he does, what happens? They win. And that's what your job is to do.
Once again, the Lakers do win 100-95. Before we send it out, Magic Man, I have one last question to ask you, my friend, and that's about Cam Reddish. I know there's some in the chat that are asking for more minutes from Cam. The problem is, as we saw, again, over the course, the fact that, people want him on this team. They saw the highlights, they saw the good, but they don't see what the negatives are. Today, I'm not going to give him too much crap because, as far as minus 12, but then again, who is he, primarily matched up against? None other than Kevin Durant. You're going to be a minus pretty much anytime you're matching up against him. So that's neither here nor there. He's a very switchable player, 6'8", got really good length, athletic ability. We saw him out on the break. The problem is, we talked about before in the past, a long time ago, about Lonzo Ball's three-point shot, about how that was a knuckleball. This is a knuckleball and a half. If you see the way he winds up from one side of his body to another before he even tries to put it up, it's absolutely a putrid, ugly shot. And the fact that he is 30%, I'm even surprised to know that his career shooting is around 30%. I'm not expecting big things from him from behind the arc, but the more we play him, the more those flaws will start to creep out. I think 12 to 15 minutes is about right where a player like him or Max Christie, should he supplant him in the rotation, I think that's about the best we should ask for from those type of guys.
Yeah, 100%, Gerald. Can't ask for
Darren,
much
he
more.
Shoots it like this. Did you see
it's
that?
like
He shoots
it's
that, and then that. It's like,
yeah, it almost looks like he's kind of playing water polo, not basketball.
good point. Excellent.
Yeah. But yeah, me and Gerald happen to notice that it's funky. It's a funky release.
Ugly.
And yeah, Gerald makes a good point. It's hard to really, it would be hard for anyone to really say, is he really balanced when he's taking that shot? when you're torquing your body to basically the one side. That's Gerald mentioned. It's a big problem Lonzo Ball had. His shot with it was the release and weight distribution, and Gerald kind of made the point that I think Reddish has the same problem. So yeah, I'm with them. Shot 20% from beyond the arc in the preseason. It's not any.
0 for
If
3
he,
today.
yeah, 0 for 3 today. So I mean, if he gets to like 250, 30%, Gerald, I think that's optimistic as far as
Yeah.
Cam Reddish is concerned. But you're right. Very intriguing. Good help defender in a pinch. If you need him, if you need a stopper, you need some kind of rover. Uh, could do a lot worse than Cam Reddish, Gerald. But yeah, at best, 12, 15 minutes. Asking him to do anything else is an exercise of futility. He's very limited, but he does really well what he could do really well. He showed it tonight, other than the lack of scoring. But like you said, minus 12. You're guarding KD probably for about 90% of the minutes he's out there. So all in all, a solid effort.
Very solid effort. Yeah, and we're not trying to be too hard on him. It's just an absolutely ugly shot, Joe. And that's what's going to prevent him from playing more minutes is the fact that from the outside, it's
Oh,
I don't want to say it's a lost cause, but go ahead, Magic Man.
yeah, no, I was gonna say,
But it's not pretty. It's not
I, I
pretty.
believe I believe Brickett had a question. What would the
Yeah.
Bulls would want for Caruso? We had Brickett. If you want to check out our team previews, we had Jordan Hicks on,
Yes.
who was covering the Bulls, and Jordan had mentioned that the Bulls would want at least 2 first-round picks for him, probably 3,
Oh, yeah,
because
that's not going to get it done.
Alex Caruso is an all NBA player. Like, he's an all NBA defender. They don't grow on trees, and teams don't give them away.
Dante says, when I first came to the channel, I thought Gerald was Mitch Kupchak. Okay. All right. Yeah, I say the same thing, Joe. I say the same. Stell, great to have you back. Dante, thank you so much, Dante, for being up on playback with us. Truly appreciate it. Stell, great to have you back. Says, hi guys, I'm back. Our season starts with a terrible loss, but a win coming back. So he's glad we won today. We're also glad that the Lakers won today, 100-95. Tune in tomorrow. We'll have more thoughts on the win for the Lakers, plus also as well. Oh, go ahead, Joe. Make sure.
Yeah, Brickett had a question about where he thinks, or wanted to know wanted to know where James Harden might end up.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There's 2 places he'll end up, is my prediction. One, obviously, the Clippers. Something gets fixed over there, and that gets done. Or Presti in Oklahoma City decides that he wants to get more draft picks and bring back James Harden to Oklahoma City. So when you're looking at that Oklahoma City situation, you're probably thinking, why would you want to bring James Harden in?
Especially with SGA.
With SGA and all these guys, right? Well, there's one thing that I've noticed about James Harden. His teammates like him. You never hear about teammates saying, this guy sucks. So I don't think he's going to be a detriment. Now, if Oklahoma City says, man, if we can get James Harden and we can get a couple of things out of it too, he can help us maybe really compete. It's a wild card. It's probably unrealistic. But I'm thinking if Morey's dead set on not giving James Harden what he wants, or that deal just does not work together in LA, that's my secondary thought, that he'd go back to Oklahoma City.
Well, let me ask you this, Magic Man. What was the update on James Harden? He was prevented from getting on the plane. Is that what I'm saying about to Milwaukee? Is that correct?
Yes, Gerald. Both Shams, Woj, and Chris Haynes actually released the report that said he went to the airport, tried to board the team plane, and security stopped him on the tarmac and told them that You cannot come on this plane.
Okay.
That looks bad.
That does look
Even
bad.
if they're right. That looks stupid. It's like not letting Steve McNair come in to the Tennessee Titan facility because you're worried about insurance. This is a guy that won an MVP for you, took you to a Super Bowl, was your face for a decade. And it's like now I'm thinking to myself, it is Philly for doing kind of something petty like that. They could have done that better. They could have done it with more professionalism, even though he's been kind of unprofessional. But at the same time, we don't know what's going on there. We don't know whose fault it is. I mean, you're talking about somebody who's been so adamant about this disgust of how he's been treated, even though he probably deserves it. But I just think that's tacky. I wouldn't make that kind of scene in public for my organization. It really doesn't have to do much with James Harden. Really? What's he going to do then? You just not letting them get on the plane? I mean, I don't know. This doesn't look good to me.
It's not a good look. I agree with you.
It's not a good look. If in that instance, they should be communicative with him. They should say, "Look, James, stay home." If he said, "No, I'm coming to the plane," okay, that might be a different story, but I doubt that happened. He likely went there thinking he was going to be able to get on. That there needs to be better communication. That's my feel on that.
I will say though that saga will continue to play out, and we'll follow it here at the Lakers Fast Break. We'll never know what's going to happen, but Darren, I see what you're doing with the comment there. Clippers need them when they're down a man or two. I get it. Oh, there you go. Pardon the pun there, but Magic Man, any last thoughts on this great win for the Lakers? A win is a win. That's, I know that's the first things I heard in the chat, that some people should be saying we should be ashamed about the win for tonight because of the fact that, they were shorthanded and should have been more definitive. A win is a win is a win, Magic Man.
You got it, Gerald. You got it, Gerald. You don't score extra points for a beautiful loss. I'll take an ugly win or a sloppy win over a loss any day. That's all that counts. Just win, baby.
A couple last things before we go, because Brickett, I did see this question, and I'm going to go ahead and answer it. But first off, Intel Wild, again, thank you so much for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. As always, takes priority here at the Lakers Fast Break. Intel Wild says, imagine Harden, Westbrook, way off P, and chronic knee Kawhi together. I love that chronic
way
knee
off
Kawhi.
P. That's good.
Way off
Intel.
P and chronic
way off
knee,
P.
and chronic knee Kawhi together. Yes, please. That'll be a great way to go ahead and kick off their new arena right there. I agree with you that that's a losing team. Their team that looked great in paper a couple seasons ago, I thought it was going to be something where they were more competitive last season than they actually ended up being. And Kawhi, PG, now that they have to play 65 games, they won't make it. People talk about LeBron and AD. These guys are even more brittle than they are.
We beat the Portland Trailblazers by 35 points. We beat the Sisters of the Poor, and now we're contenders again. No.
Absolutely. Brickett, $2 for Brickett Jensen. Super Bowl picks before we go, guys.
Too early. Too
early? Okay. Buffalo sneaked out a win tonight. Not impressive enough for you?
No.
Okay. Now, you're not going to hand it over to the Chiefs yet? Because they look pretty good.
I'm going to say rematch. Chiefs and Eagles again. I don't trust Kyle Shanahan in close games.
It's really, Gerald, like the NFL, to me, the NFL season really doesn't start until like after Thanksgiving.
Good point. But I'll tell you what, though, I'm looking at the Chiefs right now. The Chiefs look, on offense. I mean, they could have the Sisters of the Mercy, as we just talked about before, at running back and wide receiver, and it doesn't matter as long as you got Mahomes to Kelsey. Seemingly, that's so much harder to stop. Darren, final thoughts right there from Darren in the super chat. Truly appreciated. Rui, uh, you know what? How much of a key is his struggling going forward going to be an issue with you, Joe?
Well, he played against two teams that had Kevin Durant and the Porter Juniors and the Aaron Gordons. I'm sorry, but he has zero chance against those guys. He'll probably be a benefit against a lesser athletic or dominant player of his position. And that's where, again, Darvin Ham needs to make sure the lineups, especially towards the end of the games, are set in a way where it benefits who they're playing, which it did. Christian Wood had the length to at least contest Durant. And I'll end this discussion correlating it with what we talked about in game one. And some of you didn't agree with me. And you're telling me that Christian Wood being able to at least bother someone like Kevin Durant, who just passed Hakeem Olajuwon in points, you're telling me that Anthony Davis shouldn't cause problems for Jokic? No, I'm not going to accept it. Not with the talent that Anthony Davis has. You're not going to stop any great player, but you can bother them. And that's what Christian Wood did. And he's not even a great player. He's a good player. And he was able to at least bother Kevin Durant. So I expect what I expect because I know what these guys are capable of. And when they're not capable of doing something, you say that too. So just leave that in your memory bank, especially the next 3 times we play Denver. I fully expect for the Lakers to take these little things with them for the rest of the season and understand that there's certain players out there that have the ability to do good things, and you should take advantage of it when you can.
Brickett's leaving us with our last thought there for the super chat. Thank you again for all the great super chats from Brickett, from Intel, from Austin, from Darren. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. It is something we truly are very, very thankful for because it really does help us out here at the Lakers Fast Break. He is giving us a smiley pair waving, saying, hey, you guys. So waving his hand, hey, you, while lowering his glasses. Truly appreciate it. Brickett, a new viewer, new audience member. Truly appreciate it. Cannot thank you enough. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe today to get the latest notifications on when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break. You're part of our team coverage here, whether it's on our pre-games, whether it's our post-games, whether it's playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break, whether it's off days when we're on every single day. We just love being part of your life in any way we can. We truly appreciate it. Again, thank you so much to all the great chatting everywhere when it concerns Z for stopping by on the show. Everybody with Alan stopping by, Eric stopping by, all the great people that stopped by on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. I just truly cannot thank everyone for taking the time out of the day, whether you chatted or not with us, for checking us out here at the Lakers Fast Break. So for Joe Sorrell from LakersBall.com as Ox1947 and also as well Simblades. If you're in the Southern California area and you need a new lawn, please go ahead and help out Joe by Simblades with a Y.com, and Magic Man Sean Grice. Thank you so much for watching, listening. If again you stopped by our merchandise store, Lakers Fast Break, Joe set it up. He worked really hard on it. I've got the link down below in the description. That's what. Okay, you at least told us in several emails you worked hard on it. But okay, if you say you didn't work hard on it, there you go. But
that is an absolute blatant lie. I never said I worked hard on it.
Well, it seemed like that when you shouted at my ass
about
to go ahead, and when I said to fix it, and you said,
your interpretations are up your ass with these things. Come on.
I'll tell you.
Clean that thing up a little bit next time, then come over here.
Up your ass as well.
Yeah,
rubber hoser. But anyway, go ahead and support the Lakers Fast Break. Stop by, get some great gear, and please send it to us. A picture either on social media at Lakers Fast Break, Lakers Fast Break on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. You can also, we'll go ahead and post them. We'd love to go ahead and see what you can do out there, see what you've got, see how it looks on you, show it out to the crew and show it out to the fan base out there. We just truly appreciate it. But again, thanks so much again for liking what we do. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to get the latest notifications on when we go live with the latest Lakers Fast Breaks. So for Joe Soro, Magic Man, Sean Grice. Actually, Darren says, Joe, where's my shirt? Ha ha ha. Ha ha.
Oh, yeah, we need to get you gear.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely indeed. So for Joe Soro,
And
Magic
that
Man,
means getting your ass in gear.
yes, up your ass.
Nothing goes up my butt. Sorry.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to leave that alone. So for Joe Soro, Magic
Good.
Man, Sean Grice,
That's what you should be doing.
that's what I will be doing. Magic Man, Sean Grice, it's Gerald Glasser. Thanks so much again
You
for
have
watching.
chosen death.
Intel Wild says if we get to 40 likes, he's going to drop $40.
So you want to wait?
I don't know. That's just be waiting out to $40. That's not. Well, if somebody does it right now here in the next few seconds, please go ahead and do so. But I truly appreciative of it if you do so. One more like. Can we get one more like out there? Going once, going twice. No, I don't. I still see 39. Oh, bummer. Indeed. How long have you all known each other? I've known Magic Man since 2019, since I started this channel. He was part of the Lakerholics group with Laker Tom and Jamie Sweet. He was actually listening to them bicker for several years before he decided to hop on over to the show. And then Joe, I was reaching out to different Lakers groups because I wanted more diversity in reaching out to Lakers groups to have them come on the show on a regular basis to help support them. They come on, help support us with some great content. And Joe was one of the few to go ahead and take us up. I'm going to give Joe all the credit in the world for joining us. I reached out to Lakers Ball and he answered the call and he's been here ever since. Oh my gosh, Intel's Intel, thank you. Very kind of you.
We did get to 40, Gerald. We did get to 40.
We did get to 40 now, Eric. Thank you again, Intel Wild. Bless your heart. You've been such a you're the best. I cannot say enough great things about what you're doing for us here, Intel. It's truly appreciated from all of us. Intel, we cannot thank you enough. Joe, can you at least say some nice things about Intel before we head on out?
No.
Dante, really appreciate you saying that. There's no dress rehearsals for this show. So what you see is what you get. We actually make each other laugh because we all get along with one another. It's been a blessing, and I just appreciate Gerald and Joe every day I'm on here.
As we do you, my friend. You did a great job doing the pregame. I know things didn't work out lining up with the Suns crew, but it worked out anyways for a great pregame.
Hey, we won, Gerald, and guess what? I get to go on their show later on, and I think I'm gonna bring this guy.
There you go. Absolutely, can't wait for it.
We're gonna talk a lot of.
Go ahead, bleep. Go ahead, bleep it. I know where it is. Go ahead, say it.
Well, we can swear on that one. Yeah.
Intel,
you can talk a lot of shit.
Email me.
Email
us.
4356.
Intel, email us. I got a prize for you. And Darren, we owe you something. So,
yes.
But I've basically known Gerald and Joe my whole life, pretty much. I've known a lot. There's only
that
one
would make
Joe.
You 5.
I grew up with guys who Joe would consider like drinking buddies. So
fair enough. Kindred spirits, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, he hates millennials, but he likes me.
Okay, fair enough. Kratos, one last question. Need to trade D'Lo at the deadline. His IQ will cost us in the playoffs. Any last thoughts on that, Joe? So I wanted to get that in there.
I am praying. I am praying that whatever's going on in Chicago, I hate to say this, but I hope they keep having issues there, because I believe that might be the one spot we can get something from.
I would love to see
Joe wants to pilfer the hen house so bad.
Oh
would,
man! If we could just get one or two of those
Joe
guys out of
Joe-
there. Oh
Joe-
man!
Williams and
Joe wants that prize hen in the coop. That's what he wants.
And look at this last minute, guys. Darren pops in 1999. Darren, Intel, Austin. Actually, absolutely, just
I
cannot
have
thank you enough.
$50 that the Steelers lose this weekend. Sorry.
Oh my
Is that going with the spread?
I think it's with the spread. Darren, great. Thank you so much. Brickett as well. Truly appreciate it. Austin earlier in the chat. Truly appreciate it. Just tremendous amount of support. And we cannot thank you enough for being part of what we do here. Last question from Darren on that. As far as, is it on the spread? I think it's on the spread, right? Yeah, I think it has to be on the spread. So
I mean, if he's picking the Jags, that means he's going to win if they win because the Steelers are favored.
Yeah. Tell you what, Darren, appreciate the super chat. Also, as well, Intel, everybody that provided a super chat, and everybody who provided good words. If you liked it, if you subscribe, we got new subscribers as well tonight. Truly appreciate all of you enjoying what we do, enjoying what we're about. And please make sure you're catching us on a regular basis, whether it's on audio. Remember, we're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well. I put these right out to the audio format. So go ahead. If you miss us on video, you can always catch us on audio as well, including, well, except for the bleeps. You'll get some bleeps on when Joe says S words or Magic Man or whatever. But for Joe Sorrell, Magic Man Sean Grice, it's me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much for watching and listening. We'll see you tomorrow with a new episode talking about the Lakers. And of course, playback.tv on Sunday, the post game on Sunday, Lakerholics on Saturday. They're going to invade as they usually do on Saturday. So a lot of good things coming up for you right here from all of us at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Have a great evening, everyone. Go Lakers. Lakers win.